cosmology, and culture, hit subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon. And if you're interested in helping keeping this channel alive and going, you can join our growing community at patreon.com/themedicineshell. As a thank you to my patrons have access to an in-house Dibia, the digital 13-moon Odinani calendar that our ancestors used, with its 4-day week, 13 moons or months, and different rites and rituals throughout the year, as well as my digital library, which has close to 400 documents, ebooks, articles, journals, and other insights and studies, which I use for my own research. All of this is available at patreon.com/themedicineshell. And for those who are interested in learning how to pray the way our ancestors did, and specifically in the Igbo language, I've published a very short, easy to follow step-by-step booklet on how to perform Igofo. Igofo is important in family protection, spiritual cleansing, serving and receiving justice and success. And I understand that everybody doesn't speak Igbo, so I've included a pronunciation guide as well as translations from English to Igbo for every phrase. This is available at patreon.com/themedicineshell at all tiers. As the Ikenga lives in the third wave of Mo in a space known as Ipachi Ikenga, the cultivation space of the Ikenga, reincarnation for a man is determined by 3 performances of Ipa, or cultivation. Ipa is cultivation, and in a man's lifetime, his status in a community and reincarnation will be determined on 3 performances of cultivation. The first is Ipa Mado, the cultivation of the person and people. This includes having children and getting married, which creates unity among families, as Ipa Mado also includes uniting people. Ipa Mado also includes helping others find success and actualize their own will in the world, as well as the cultivation of self and growing from Agua, which is the natural or nature-based self, most visible in children, to Agun, a refined and regulated self guided by wisdom, reason, and purpose. Ipa Mado is done for self, but most importantly for communities, as that is the one that counts the most. And for this reason, success is not only measured in what you are able to do, but what you are able to help others in doing, as well as marriage and the ability to bear multiple children. All work in conjunction to define Ipa Mado. The second is Ipa Akun, the cultivation of wealth. Those who are welcomed by their families to reincarnate are those who bring and cultivate blessings to the family. As your chi brings success, its return to the world is welcomed by others and the family in order to keep the success orbiting within the fold for generations to come. For this reason, the instruments that bring success are sacred in Igbo culture. A man's farm, for example, is regarded as a sacred place, protected by Njokuji, the Abara of agriculture, most specifically the yam. The sacred farm is then housed by a barn, which itself is regarded as equal to a sacred shrine, and serves as a shrine for the farmer himself. Traditionally, one could not commit various sex acts on a farm or in a barn. They could not fight on farmland or tilled land, or commit any community offenses in the barn or on farm soil. And if this was done, the land would have to be cleansed of the aru, or spiritual abomination, committed upon it. Outside of the farm, crafts such as ironsmithing, carving, sailing, weaving, hunting, being a merchant, and others were all regarded as sacred by those who did them. Often, one source of wealth or chosen profession was unionized by a masquerade society such as Umabe, which itself is an order of smiths. Entry historically required an oath to Ana to uphold the principles of the organization and protect its trade secrets, as well as an oath of loyalty to their master in an apprenticeship system that is embedded within. I explained these societies, the apprenticeship system, and how traditional education was done in my video, Traditional Education Explained, so if you're interested, the link is below. The third principle is Ipachi, the cultivation of one's chi, walking the path of their destiny and embracing their identity and purpose. With age and experience, an individual grows more aware of who they are and what their chi wants from them. And in keeping to the spiritual practices of one's ancestors, one is better able to hear the first voice, or the chi, and be guided by it. An individual guided by their chi therefore becomes a godly presence for the wider community. Ipachi, or the cultivation of one's chi in one's lifetime, whether consciously or unconsciously, is a key in reincarnation. Now, it is important to note that fulfilling or not fulfilling these 3 principles does not automatically determine whether one reincarnates or not. Anyone who is given a full funeral and whose life is celebrated by their loved ones will reincarnate. as a funeral is an invitation to return. The difference comes in what we call Ndyotu. One who is particularly adept in these three principles will reincarnate into multiple children in the next cycle, and this is seen as a great blessing for the community as a whole. Those who are less adept will return in less children or remanifest in fewer numbers. So to my knowledge, the person who I reincarnate from was not particularly successful. So my Ndyotu, or the people who I reincarnated with, are few. To my knowledge, me and 2 other cousins. Whereas the person my sister reincarnated from was notably more successful and has a larger number of Ndyotu, which is just about every girl that was born in her. Just about every girl that was born in within her 4-year kind of age range. Now, I can do a video on Ndyotu if you're interested, so comment below.